At last both were out of the quivering apartment. The vibration of the door I had slammed after them still rang in my every nerve, a poor substitute for the backhand slap with which I ought to have hit her across the cheekbone, according to the rules of the movies. Clumsily playing my part, I stomped to the bathroom to check if they had taken my English toilet water. They had not. But I noticed with a spasm of fierce disgust that the former counsellor of the Tsar, after thoroughly easing his bladder, had not flushed the toilet. That solemn pool of alien urine with a soggy, tawny cigarette butt disintegrating in it struck me as a crowning insult, and I wildly looked around for a weapon. Actually, I dare say it was nothing but middle-class Russian courtesy, with an oriental tang, perhaps, that had prompted the good colonel, Maximovich. His name suddenly taxes back to me. A very formal person, as they all are, to muffle his private need in decorous silence so as not to underscore the small size of his host's domicile with the rush of a gross cascade on top of his own hushed trickle. But this did not enter my mind at the moment, as groaning with rage I ransacked the kitchen for something better than a broom. Then, cancelling my search, I dashed out of the house with the heroic decision of attacking him bare-fisted. Despite my natural vigour, I am no pugilist, while the short but broad-shouldered Maximovich seemed made of pig iron. The void of the street, revealing nothing of my wife's departure except a rhinestone button she had dropped in the mud after preserving it for 3 unnecessary years in a broken box, may have spared me a bloody nose. But no matter. I had my little revenge in due time. A man from Pasadena told me one day that Mrs. Maximovich, née Zabrowski, had died in childbirth around 1945. The couple had somehow got over to California and had been used there for an excellent salary in a year-long experiment conducted by a distinguished American ethnologist. The experiment dealt with human and racial reactions to a diet of bananas and dates in a constant position on all fours. My informant, a doctor, swore he had seen with his own eyes obese Valechka and her colonel, by then grey-haired and also quite corpulent, diligently crawling about the well-swept floors of a brightly lit set of rooms, fruit in one, water in another, mats in a third, and so on, in the company of several other hired quadrupeds, selected from indigent and helpless groups. I tried to find the results of these tests in the Review of Anthropology, but they appear not to have been published yet. These scientific products take, of course, some time to fructuate. I hope they will be illustrated with good photographs when they do get printed, although it is not very likely that a prison library will harbour such erudite works. The one to which I am restricted these days, despite my lawyer's favours, is a good example of the inane eclecticism governing the selection of books in prison libraries. They have the Bible, of course, and Dickens, an ancient set, New York G.W. Dillingham publisher, 1887, and the Children's Encyclopedia, with some nice photographs of sunshine-haired Girl Scouts in shorts, and A Murder is Announced by Agatha Christie. But they also have such coruscating trifles as A Vagabond in Italy by Percy Elphinstone, author of Venice Revisited, Boston, 1868, and a comparatively recent 1946, Who's Who in the Limelight, actors, producers, playwrights, and shots of static scenes. In looking through the latter volume, I was treated last night to one of those dazzling coincidences that logicians loathe and poets love. I transcribe most of the page. Pym, Roland, born in Lundy, Massachusetts, 1922. Received stage training at Elsinore Playhouse, Derby, New York. Made debut in Sunburst. Among his many appearances are Two Blocks from Here, The Girl in Green, Scrambled Husbands, The Strange Mushroom, Touch and Go, John Lovely, I Was Dreaming of You. Quilty, Claire. American dramatist, born in Ocean City, New Jersey, 1911. Educated at Columbia University. Started on a commercial career, but turned to playwriting. Author of The Little Nymph, The Lady Who Loved Lightning, in collaboration with Vivian Darkbloom, Dark Age, The Strange Mushroom, Fatherly Love, and others. His many plays for children are notable. Little Nymph, 1940, travelled 14,000 miles and played 280 performances on the road during the winter before ending in New York. Hobbies, fast cars, photography, pets. Quine, Dolores. Born in 1882 in Dayton, Ohio, studied for stage at American Academy. First played in Ottawa in 1900. Made New York debut in 1904 in Never Talk to Strangers. Has disappeared since in a list of some 30 plays follows. How the look of my dear love's name, even affixed to some old hag of an actress, still makes me rock with helpless pain. Perhaps she might have been an actress too. Born 1935. Appeared, I noticed the slip of my pen in the preceding paragraph, but please do not correct it, Clarence. In The Murdered Playwright. Quine the Swine. Guilty of killing Quilty. Oh, my Lolita, I have only words to play with.